So what you're seeing here, and Quentin over here. Quentin, say hi.
Parker, everybody, how are you? Thanks for coming.
Quentin's going to run a demonstration for you on Canvas. And so, Quentin, what do we see here, and what is Canvas? Maybe you can introduce it.
So I'm right inside the Canvas app previewer. This is the area where a developer might take their application, a Canvas application that leverages that lightweight JavaScript SDK to bring it directly into Salesforce. This is where a developer is going to be working. And I've been building integration apps for years. With Force.com Canvas, we've made it amazingly simple. You can see an app embedded right inside here in our preview that might be something like a soft phone app provided by one of our partners here. But let's have a look.
Quentin, hang on a second. So what is this? This is, when you say preview, give them a little context. How did you get, what is this? This is, you're actually building or showing where you can preview Canvas applications.
Correct.
Right?
So think of it like a painter. This is my palette where I can preview it and see what my application is going to look like right within inside the Salesforce.
So this is where a developer would be going to think about how they would build or check out their Canvas apps.
That's exactly right. How does it look like within inside my app?
Yep.
But we can do a lot more than just, say, a new generation app like this that's integrating soft phones. We might take, say, a legacy app like SAP.
Oh.
I can click right on this link.
Well, we just heard that when Cindy was talking earlier about connecting SAP to Force.com, but it looks like we're going to be able to do it even better.
Yep. So I've clicked on the app, and we've gone right into our SAP instance, directly in the cloud, right within the Canvas app previewer. I can work with the data just like any other application. I can drill into an invoice, see a bunch of information, work with it. But I can do a lot more than that. It's not just a light UI integration. It's a deep social integration.
So Quentin, hang on a second. So this is an application, and it's probably built on Heroku, but I see a button up there. Maybe some of you didn't see that, the Heroku Quick Start.
I was hoping you'd call that one out. As a developer in me, this is where I really want to start.
Yep.
I'm going to go click on that Quick Start. This lets me build an application amazingly quickly in any language, like Java or Ruby or any other template.
Quentin, hang on one second. How many of you have built an app on Facebook? Raise your hand. Anybody here? Have you gone to Facebook and actually gone to their website and say create app? Because if you have, one of the things you probably noticed is if you want to run that app in the cloud, there's one platform you can choose from, which is Heroku. Well, if you know that user experience, you know that experience of going to Facebook, create app, you click a button, Heroku, it spins up an app, automatically done for you. That's exactly what we've done here. Exactly. You go in, this quick start, you click a button, it will automatically create that application on Heroku for you. It will automatically create that shell. You can choose the language, Java or Ruby, right from within Force.com. We're connecting Heroku and Force.com. This is the first step, and it's amazing. Quentin, please continue.
It makes it amazingly simple for us to build and just get started with those applications.
Yeah.
But of course, like I said, it's much more than a UI integration. It's that deep social integration. I could go into, say, an offer or an invoice directly in my SAP app here. I might go and select a date, submit it for early payment. This is something that I want to do with inside my app. I don't want that swivel chair integration where I go between one system to another.
Quentin, let's take a look at these apps actually running. Like I said that we were opening up our UI earlier. We're opening up the UI as a platform. So let's take a look at that.
So I've jumped over to my Chatter page, which is familiar for a lot of people here. I see a bunch of information down here, but on the left-hand side, on my apps menu, it's now opened up completely to any app. You see our SAP application here, our soft phone from before. I could have any application, a bug reporting, even have my Dreamforce party app in here in case I still have some energy after the chili peppers. Anything to open it up into the platform.
So this is a huge change for us. You've seen the ability to go to App Exchange and for an administrator to take an application and install it, and your whole organization can use it. Here's an example, and it's just the start of where applications could be plugged in other areas. Here we're plugging applications directly into Chatter. Some of those applications may even be user-level applications, which your administrator says, yes, that can be in my catalog. You can install them right here if you want to use them. They could be productivity apps. They could be apps connecting to SAP. It could be a game. Who knows what it, but, you know, it's going to be wide open, and it's going to be really fun to see what people do with it.
It's amazing stuff. Thanks, Parker.
Thanks, Quentin. All right, that was speed. Great demonstration, Quentin. Now let's move on. Let's talk about touch. So you want to build those applications really, really quickly, obviously. Force.com is amazing at that. But now, all those applications that you've built, and all the Force.com applications that you have, you've been saying, well, Parker, these are great. I got the speed, but how do I take them onto my iPhone? How do I take them onto my Android device? You need to help me get there. I can't retrain all my developers. How do I do it? So let's dig into Touch. What do we mean by that? The Salesforce Touch Platform is a very, very broad platform for mobility. And it allows you to build these applications for any device. It allows you to choose. You can build native applications, HTML5 applications. You could make a hybrid application, get the best of both worlds. And it makes all of your developers a mobile developer, and that's really important. And of course, runs on our trusted platform. What is in this platform? What do you get? You get things like instant mobile and social APIs. We've had an API since we started the company. It used to be XMLRPC. If you remember that, then it was SOAP. But mobile applications today are built with RESTful APIs. And so we're building out all kinds of RESTful interfaces to our back end. You're going to see a lot more next year as well. You need those applications, you need those RESTful APIs to build those mobile applications. You need geolocation built into the database. You need an enterprise container. We have a container written in native code that you can take, and it's actually open source, so you can actually look at how we did it. You can help us build it. But you need that to go build a native application or a hybrid application. We give you that. If you want to build out a complete application natively, we have the SDKs to go all the way native, iOS or Android. And then if you want to be able to control those applications, we're going to show you that later, we have the ability to manage them as an administrator, manage the security, manage, as Chuck's going to say later, the perimeter has changed. It's not your firewall anymore. It's that mobile application. You're all in here. Do you have a perimeter around your device and you and your application and your data? We're making that possible. And this slide I love because you know what? There's a religious debate going on that is just insane. You got the people who love HTML5, and that's the future. You have the people who say there's no way HTML5 will ever work. Native's the way to go. That's what I do. I'm an iOS developer. And then you got the people who say, well, I kind of like a little of both. I like to do native and get the access to the phone and the camera and the location and all the device-specific characteristics, but I like HTML5 to update it in the cloud. They're all different choices. What's the problem you're trying to solve? And Salesforce is going to let you do any of those. You can keep the religious debates going. I have them in my group. It's not just you guys. My developers debate it and fight over it. And I said, you know, stop fighting because we're going to let you choose. You can do whatever you want. So we're going to give you that choice. So now let's go to the demonstration. Here's an application, and it's fondly named Parker's Pick because I picked this application. And this is just a silly example in one way because you know these applications. This is a Force.com application. We built a custom object. We got a custom tab. You know, there's a related list of order line items. Another object was created. A relationship was created. That's the 13 years of innovation that we gave you, that you can go really quickly. But we have a few new things. There's the machine location field in there. That's the new geolocation fields built into the database. And you're going to be able to do geolocation queries to query about distance and really interesting things. And I think location is an area I'd love to hear from you. I think we're just beginning to tap that ability to use location in the enterprise, and I don't think we fully understand what we're going to do with it yet. But we're going to give you the power to figure it out. So this is an application. It's not a mobile application. It's a Force.com application. These are the applications that you know, that you're looking at. You're saying, all right, well, that's great, Parker. How do I take it mobile? So now let's take a look and see how you would do that. So Quinn, let's switch over. Here's a mobile application. Could be in iOS. Looks like it's iOS. It's got all the touch capabilities and that cool, UI of panels swiping over. You see the order, it's the same app. It's the same back end. And I could have written this in iOS, and you could have used that native SDK. I don't think that's the right technology choice for this app specifically. So let's take a look how we built it. This is Visualforce. Many of you probably know Visualforce. It's very common. You have developers trained on it. You're saying, oh, how do I go mobile? Well, what we've done is we've built mobile components, mobile Visualforce components. They're available today on GitHub. You can go grab them. You can use them. They're open. And they will let you create a UI like this, an HTML5 UI. It's HTML widgets on Git. You can take your Visualforce developers and have them take those applications and build these really, really cool UIs. And to give you a demonstration of that, we're going to do something pretty simple, but it's very visual. And you've seen this before with Visualforce. We're going to make a quick change, and we're going to change this application that you just saw. We're just going to rebrand it. But how would you do that, and how would you recompile it, and how do you get it into the App Store, and how do you get all your users updated? We don't have to do that. Bam, right there. We just redid it. We've got the different color. We've got the different background image at the top, some bubbles. We put a map in there. That is what you know and love about Visualforce, is the power of doing things quickly and yet also making them mobile. Right? It's pretty cool.
But Parker, there's a little more.
But let's show you the multi-device capabilities. Obviously, we just did that change. Now, how do I actually get that change rolled out on iOS, iPad, iOS, iPhone, Android, on and on and on. The new, there was a Nexus Galaxy 7 that was here yesterday. It was being given out to a few people. But let's take a look at this app on all these different devices.
So we saw it on the iPhone there already. The same user experience is now here we saw it on the iPad. We now see it on the iPhone in that responsive app design. The form face and the interface fits, but I didn't have to push anything or deploy anything to an app store. With the mobile SDK, part of the Salesforce Touch Platform, we have that secure enterprise container. So we have it there already. I can do it on my new favorite device, the Nexus 7, the same experience. It's there and available. I can click right into my app. All of my information instantly. It's there and available in the cloud.
Awesome, Quinn. So that's the power of the Salesforce Touch Platform. Write once, run anywhere, mobile SDKs, geolocation fields. You're going to go quickly, and you're going to go mobile.